Congressman Michael McCaul is now officially the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee as of this week. He represents reshaped District 10, which includes Brazos, Burleson, Madison, Grimes, and Washington counties. Today, we are happy to be joined by the congressman to talk more about his new role. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks for having me.
In the role as the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, what are some of your top priorities?
Well, there's no shortage of hot spots in the world today. It's a very dangerous world. When we look at our foreign nation adversaries on the march, like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. So these are very serious issues, an unholy alliance against freedom and democracy in the West. So I'll be very focused on those issues. I'll also be doing oversight and investigations and holding this administration accountable. For instance, Afghanistan, the debacle in Afghanistan, the withdrawal, why did it go so badly? Why were Americans left behind? Why were 100,000 Afghan partners left behind? Why did they put the Taliban in charge of the airport that led to the suicide bomber that killed 13 American servicemen and women? Why did they let the Taliban take over to abuse women in that country? And finally, China now is there, taking the rare earth minerals. We'll probably get access to Bagram Air Base. And why is this important, Katie? Because the veterans deserve this, and the Gold Star mothers deserve answers that this administration has never provided to them.
Here at home, border security has been a large topic of conversation, with discussion of whether or not to keep Title 42 in place, and with a rush of migrants entering the U.S. How is this being addressed in Congress?
Well, I plan to take this one head on. And by the way, Title 42 should stay in place. If we appropriate all this money. I voted against the omnibus, but had all this money for COVID relief. So it's hard to argue to fund COVID relief, but let COVID infected immigrants into the country. But what I intend to do is look at the policies that were working in the prior administration that I helped develop, primarily Remain in Mexico policy, the migrant protection protocol policies that President Biden rescinded on the first day in office. This is what led to the chaos at the border from day one, a wide open border. And now we have 5 million, people that have come in illegally. And I plan to go down to Mexico and Central America to look at these political asylum agreements, that were working at that time, and see if there's a way we can get those back in place.
What are some of the other priorities in Congress currently impacting Texans and those right here in the Brazos Valley?
Well, I think, one thing I passed last Congress was my Chips for America Act, and it's basically an idea that it should be made in America, not in China. The Chips for America Act stands for that. We need to make these semiconductor chips our most advanced national security asset right here in the United States, and not in countries like Taiwan that are vulnerable to China. So I'm going to expand upon that, made in America, not in China. To protect our supply chains, to protect America against our foreign nation adversaries. And again, that's what that bill is all about, but we can expand on that. Texas A&M doing some great research and development that I've been so delighted to see at the Rellis campus. I want to expand on that. I want to get the space program at the Rellis campus at Texas A&M. And I want to get, it's already very energized under the visionary leadership of John Sharp, the chancellor. But I want to work closely with John Sharp to really have a multiplier effect on that. And when it comes to the citizens of Brazos and surrounding counties, transportation, it's going to be very important, to make sure we have the roads and the highway that was actually authorized, but we got to get this thing done. I'm looking forward to bringing federal dollars back to these counties to make sure we have better transportation in the Brazos Valley area.
Congressman McCaul, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks for having me.